A quiet Minnesota neighborhood turned into a war zone overnight. Two prominent lawmakers targeted in what officials are calling one of the darkest political attacks in modern U.S. history. Deadly political ambush, Minnesota lawmaker Melissa Hortman. Assassinated, Senator John Hoffman, injured in nighttime attack. In a chilling act of politically motivated violence, former Minnesota House Speaker Melissa Hortman was fatally shot in her Brooklyn Park home in the early hours of June 14, 2025. Her husband, Mark Hortman, was also killed in the brutal attack. Simultaneously, just blocks away in Champlin, State Senator John Hoffman and his wife Yvette were targeted in a similar ambush, leaving the senator critically wounded. The scene. A calm night shattered. Human, according to police reports, the assailant posed as law enforcement, driving a vehicle marked to resemble a police cruiser and wearing tactical gear. Surveillance footage and witness statements confirmed that the suspect approached both homes methodically, gaining entry under the guise of authority before opening fire. The attacks occurred between 2 and 3:30 a.m. CDT. Authorities believe the two incidents were coordinated and deliberate, carried out with the intent to send a political message. The suspect, a former state insider. The manhunt is currently focused on Vance Luther Bolter, a 57-year-old former member of the Governor's Workforce Development Council. Bolter is considered armed and extremely dangerous. Authorities revealed that a manifesto was found in a vehicle linked to Bolter, detailing anti-government ideology and specific grievances against members of the Minnesota Democratic Farmer Labor Party, DFL, including the phrase, "No kings, no tyrants." Investigators say the manifesto listed public officials, outlined tactical plans, and referenced a so-called restoration of balance in government. Political shockwaves nationwide. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz condemned the attack as an act of domestic terror, emphasizing that it was a targeted assassination driven by political extremism. The governor ordered flags flown at half-staff statewide and initiated a full-scale mobilization of state and federal resources, including the FBI, ATF, and Homeland Security. Leaders across the political spectrum, President Joe Biden, Vice President Harris, and congressional figures, expressed outrage, calling for unity and increased protection for public servants. This is not just an attack on individuals. It's an assault on democracy itself, said Senator Amy Klobuchar, visibly shaken during a press conference. The survivors. A fragile recovery. Senator Hoffman underwent emergency surgery and is currently listed in stable condition. His wife, Yvette, who was present during the shooting, was treated for minor injuries and trauma. The senator's family released a statement thanking the public for their prayers and support, asking for privacy during recovery. Community on edge. Lockdown and fear. Following the attack, Brooklyn Park and surrounding areas were placed under a shelter-in-place order for nearly 10 hours. Schools and government buildings remained closed throughout the day. Residents were advised to avoid answering the door unless two uniformed officers were clearly present. "We've never seen anything like this in our state," said Brooklyn Park Police Chief Angie Wallace. "We're taking no chances. Until Bolter is in custody, everyone is at risk." What this means. A turning point for political safety. The coordinated assassination attempt has prompted urgent discussions about the safety of public officials, especially at the state level. Lawmakers are now demanding enhanced security protocols, increased surveillance funding, and emergency response drills for elected leaders and their families. Meanwhile, civil society organizations warn against using this tragedy to further polarize the political landscape. This cannot be weaponized. The only path forward is through justice, not retaliation, said Reverend Kenneth Dalton, a Minneapolis-based civic leader. The search continues. As of this writing, Bolter remains at large. Law enforcement is urging the public to come forward with any information, promising full anonymity and protection. A reward of $500,000 has been offered for credible leads resulting in his capture.